Today we are back with another community member gameplay review where we break down gameplay that was submitted by a member of the community. Gameplay that probably looks a little bit more similar to yours. Now today we're breaking down gameplay here from Coldblood, who is currently stuck in that 12 to 15 kill mark. Can't quite hit that 20 kill game that we're looking for, which if you are subscribed, you know that I think anyone can drop a 20 plus kill game or consistent 20 plus kill games with just a little bit of gameplay strategy and execution. So throughout this, we're going to be paying attention to areas he needs to improve, mistakes that he makes, as well as things he does well, ultimately helping him and you become better players. Now let's go ahead and jump in here. Dropping Stronghold. I love the thought of the bounty contract. You know, hopefully if we can get this quick enough, it gets poached, at which point we all get easy cash flow here and we get closer to that loadout. Swing away, my friend. I mean, look, everybody else does it. Nobody else has the intention of shooting a pistol and fighting, so you might as well do it too. Grab the Pullum Yacht. Yep. Okay, so we at least have something that we can fight with. And when we talk about early game here, we only need 4 kills in the first circle. That's what we're going to be paying attention to. So, you know, we want to try to get a few kills early. We want to be able to get Loadout down, ideally do both. But, you know, that needs to be the priority in terms of getting that momentum in first circle. So I'll be honest with you. As soon as I see this guy kind of going across, I'm going to go ahead and act on this information. I wouldn't necessarily, when I get this kill right here, right, and we see the 2 enemies over this way, I wouldn't necessarily push that just yet. I would just take that information in and be like, okay, you know, I need to get an SMG. Let's get a little bit more comfortable here. We obviously need to plate up. But as soon as I see this guy flying over, I would start to go put the pressure on him. I mean, he has no idea that we are here. The one tough part, the one thing you need to keep in mind is, hey, we don't have an SMG. Now, the Pullum Yacht, you can win gunfights in close quarters. You can hip fire with them. Hey, I know it sounds crazy, but you can hip fire with LMGs in close quarters and take advantage of that. We can still win our gunfights in close quarters. Just have to think a little bit about angles. So I want to see what he does from here and see if he pushes over. Obviously, we see the dot above. Watch the PA. That PA does nothing for us, by the way. PAs either force people to rotate or we get them to thirst kills. That literally does nothing because he's just going to go in the building and sit in there potentially. Even if he's on the rooftop, what would you do? You would go in the building and sit there. We just caught a glimpse of him here. Nice. Just like I said, we can win gunfights in close quarters with the Pullum Yacht. But what do you notice here? This is one of the biggest things. If there's one takeaway I want you to take away from this video, watch this. Okay? I'm going to draw a line right here. Okay? Right there. Now, we're right on the fringe of high damage areas, right? High damage areas is kind of chest and headshots. So as I go ahead and flip this, that line's going to go away. You see how nothing changed? You see how none of that changed. So what do we do? Okay, one of two things needs to happen. Either we need to aim and center our crosshairs higher, or when we are aiming low like this, just don't touch the right stick. Just let the right stick roll up, at which point we can mix in those high damage areas, and we're using that recoil to our advantage. A lot of you guys are consistently getting stuck right here. You have good recoil control. If you watch this, and I'm going to go and pull this back, watch how literally his vertical plane does not move. It stays the exact same. It means he's perfectly controlling that recoil. We just need to get it higher. Now, right here, you got to start plating immediately. You got to, don't worry about anything else. You can't worry about reloading. Guys, as soon as you get a kill, your first instinct needs to be to start plating. Gets a little bit lucky there with timing. But we're already off to 3 kills right here. So we're off to a really good start. Obviously, don't have a ton of cash flow. I didn't even recognize that he grabbed the bounty. But yeah, guys, as soon as you get a kill, like, you need to start plating. That's how we outplay enemies, and then we can start to circle back and reload and grab that portable radar and things like that. Real quick, as we're getting into this, guys, I think like 64% of the people that watch my videos since Rebirth dropped are not subscribed. So if you are looking to get better, drop higher kill games, raise your KD on Rebirth Island, take a second, make sure you are subscribed down below. My whole goal is just to help you become a better player. Let's go back in here. Good cash flow. We have enough for loadout. Let's go ahead and prioritize that. I don't know if he's playing with randoms here or if he's playing with teammates. My guess is he's playing with... What do you notice? Why did he lose that? Now, this is tough here. You know, this is where I talk about floor loot comfortability. I don't even know when... Oh, he grabbed this right here. So what is... Okay, so he grabs, like... You've got to know that this gun is awful. Like, you have... Also, there's a Ram 9. Literally, if you look behind my camera, I'm pretty sure there's a Ram 9 right here. So that's where, like, we have to have that floor loot comfortability and understand, like, hey, this gun, even though it's legendary, not even worth picking up. You know what is worth picking up? That Ram 9. He would have won this gunfight with the Ram 9. But look at the vertical plane. You see? Now, that's a little bit tough. The interceptor, it's the one tap, obviously, and, you know, it's got the super zoomed in scope on that build, so tough to do, but that's where that floor loot, or like paying attention to what guns you feel most comfortable with and what guns are really good off the floor is crucial to being able to win that early game, because they just lost Loadout right there, right? They had enough cash, he died, now they don't have enough cash, and that happens to a lot of you. That happens to a lot of you where you guys have enough and you just don't prioritize it, and then from there somebody dies and then you lose it, and then what happens? Well, now you got to go hit free Loadout, everybody hits free Loadout, then from there somebody dies, nobody can hit free Loadout anymore, there goes your regain, and just like that, you're in the blender and it's a tough game all the way around. You can't make that up. Like, oh, they have 24K though. So right here, gameplay strategy wise, and this is, I think, a big area that we're going to see him struggle, because his execution looks okay. But, you know, I always pay attention to gameplay strategy. Right here, first of all, can we get a played in, please? He hasn't played it yet. I don't focus too much on, you know, not played it. Okay, this is now actually becoming a big issue here, because we missed the Ram 9 earlier, we haven't played it yet, and we just walked directly by a self-revive here. So definitely need to work on that balance of like, hey, I don't want you lingering too long looting, but like you can't miss that stuff. You know, you can't miss selves, you can't miss portable radars, you can't miss kill streaks that often. Like, it's going to happen from time to time. Go ahead and put a plate in here. The one mistake that we make, not necessarily, though. I mean, we still have 27K. Gameplay strategy-wise, as they're rotating here, look, notice up the hill. Up the hill. Oh, somebody just flew in there? Yeah, somebody just flew in above them. Okay, so to the right side. Real quick, by the way, gameplay strategy-wise, what do we do here with 27K? Okay, here's what my thought process is. Number one, okay? Number one is going to be Loadout, okay? Loadout. I'm not going to touch. Loadout. We're going to do that. Why? Because regaining is so difficult on this map. So I'd rather have this free loadout, right, as well as another loadout here that we can easily grab, and we can choose from multiple, and we keep them up longer. So if one of you hits it here, one of you hits it here, both of these loadouts stay up. Number two, obviously going to be UAV. And then at that point, we should have still enough for another UAV. So that should be pop and then stow another one. This way you have a full minute of UAVs up. So that's how I'd break down that 27K, guys. Really, that would give us so much momentum. We have loadout. We have 2 loadouts up to regain. We have a UAV in pocket. Like, we would be absolutely rocking and rolling at that point. Remind me never to try to type with my mouse again like that. That was painful. Good shots. Much better job right there letting that recoil go. Watch it. I'm going to slow it down. Watch it. Now, I don't know if, obviously that's bad, right? But watch it go. See how he kind of lets that recoil go and it eventually gets those high damage areas? Now, was that because he can't control the recoil of the Renetti on this, or was it because he meant to? Probably the first part, but we can start to really manipulate that. We can really start to kind of understand how to mix in those high damage areas more. Mistake right here. You got to go down. You got to go down here on the occupation scan. I'm already seeing danger happen. I'm watching danger happen. I'm watching this happen in real time, and you guys should see this too. There's 2 things that I'm watching here. I don't know why he's tap firing the Holger. It doesn't make sense. Nice. We do have a throwing knife. Why is he tap firing? Okay. Lot to unpack right here. Okay. First things first. Got to go down on the occupation scan, especially on this map. We're literally just lay down anywhere. You can literally lay down anywhere. Just lay down right here. Down. Lay down. Okay. So now we obviously give away our location. Okay. First thing that I notice right here, full team back behind us. So we're in a really tough spot here. We're stuck low ground. Now, as I always say, and I don't know why he's tap firing the Holger. I have no idea. As I always say, you can clearly see where these enemies are moving to. Watch. It's not about, yes, it's about where they are. Yes, it's about like what level they're on and stuff like that, but watch where they're moving to. You can clearly see him pushing over. Like, you cannot, he's not looking at the minimap at all at this point. Like, he has 0 idea that there are 3 enemies right behind him. And that's just something a lot of you need to work on, is checking that mini-map throughout. It's not only when we have a UAV up, or only when we have a portable radar, or only when we get mini-map pings after a kill. It's like we should be looking throughout, especially if we're not 100% sure where to go. Now, the other thing that he completely ignores here is his high alert, right? So let's disregard the UAV. Let's say we don't have this right here. You know, when I go ahead and I get high alerted in this moment as I'm pushing in, would love to see him live ping that, by the way. When I get high alerted right there, like, I know that there's people behind me looking. So when I get this kill right here, especially that second time, right? When I get this kill right here, I'm going to assume that they're pushing, and I've got to go straight through this door and start to finesse a little bit, or at least play my cover. But the move is not to push back out this way into the open, right? At the very least, try to play a little bit of cover. Maybe even throw your portable radar down at that point, right? Because that at least gives you that information. But that all goes back to the occupation scan, because he was on the occupation scan, which means the full team of 3 pushed over, took advantage, just like they should have. They absolutely should have done that, because I would have done that as well. Act on any information you can, and I would expect you guys to do that. If you're that team of 3, you should go act on the solo dots or the easier players that you can shoot down on. So you should 100% recognize that. Only thing here is just be really careful flying back in. I mean, your teammate literally just died around here, so be very, very careful. High alerted, played up. Okay. So we're at 5 kills here. We want to get to 8. We want to get to 8. 8 is the sweet spot for this second circle, because the map is so small that what we can end up doing is, you know, third circle, 4 circle, and on are so small that a lot of kills we could just play positioning. It's going to be a lot of moving and grooving, acting on, you know, mini-map pings after a kill. That pacing really increases in that 3rd and 4th circle because it's so small. We have 18 grand here. So my guess is he's playing with randoms. Guys, if you play with randoms, like, spam request money if you need to. Like, I would be requesting money from these enemies, but what else do we notice here? This is a great example. Like, we don't know where we're going. We're not 100% sure. Okay, so we're just running. We're running straight ahead. I'm looking that way. I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm not looking at minimap. But what do we see here? If we just periodically check the minimap here, right? Okay, I checked it right there. I don't really see anything. Okay, let's go ahead and start rotating. Boom. That's the information that I need. And by the way, there's 2 pieces of information. Number 1 is this guy who's in the tents close. Number 2 is this guy further back. Both of those enemies are shooting their weapons. So in this area somewhere over here, we know that we have multiple teams, right? It's at least more than 1 team. So let's go ahead and push over that direction. Now, if we don't get these pings, what do? Just start working your way up the hill. Work your way to tower, work your way to prison, work your way to grandma's. Grandma's opens up Nova 6. Grandma's, and, you know, kind of that area opens up the harbor side this way. You know, maybe the backside living quarters side this way. Like, you start to be able to open up your mini-map to getting more information here. There's 9 other teams left here, right? So we're there's 10 teams, we're 1 team. There's 9 other teams. There's like 20-something other enemies. They have to be somewhere. They can't be nowhere. So it's on us to kind of go find it. And I think a lot of you get afraid of wandering, but this is where I used to always say, and I'm going to throw this back for the OGs here, used to always say wandering with a purpose, right? I'm going to wander here. Obviously, we have information on the mini-map, but yeah, you can wander with the purpose of finding people, wandering, you know, towards a hot area, trusting your high alert, using your smoke grenades or your stims if you have them, if you do get shot, trusting your ability to finesse and use cover. Like, just because you get... Where'd you come from? Nice. Okay, so we have people. So now my question would be, like, do we know these guys were in here? I don't know if we did or not. I didn't hear them at all. But it seems like they did. Up above. By the way, we lost our pacing in that second circle. We needed to get to 8. We're -2 right here. We're -2, and we're just kind of not in the action. And notice right here, guys, I told you that there's teams fighting somewhere. We're down to 6 other teams already. From 9 in a matter of, what, 30 seconds? Maybe less than that? Like, teams are fighting. We just got to find out where it is. And that's the gameplay strategy dynamic. That's the part of a lot of you struggle with. A lot of you struggle with how to find people, but with Rebirth being so close quarters, wander with a purpose, you know, rotate to those hot areas, pay attention to your weapon pings. And if you start pushing towards a weapon ping, who knows what can happen? Why are we running around with the UAV? Pop it. Don't run around with it, pop it. Yeah, no reason to run around with a UAV at any point in time. Unless you absolutely for sure know that there's 0 people in the area and you're going to hold it for like 10 seconds to rotate a little bit, there's 0 point in holding a UAV. We're down to 5 teams. Somebody is smoking this lobby. Let's see what he does from here. I picked up on it. Did you pick up on it? Like, when you watch these guys, you should be watching these as if you're playing. He didn't. He completely missed it. Look right here. Right? That's what we act on. By the way, 2 teams, right? 2 teams of 3. Let's do basic math. Potentially 6. Oh, I said I would never do that again. Potentially 6 people over here. You know, potentially. I'm not saying there is. It might just be a 1v1 fight over there and the other guys are regaining, but could potentially be multiple enemies over here. You know, anywhere from 2 to 6. So let's go push that. Let's play our positioning. Now, obviously, we got to switch it up, but we could easily play low of this building right here where our blue teammate is and have a great angle to go shoot over on these guys. Meanwhile, these guys up top, I hit the wrong button. These guys up top can't actually shoot at us, right? Because we're inside. We got to be aware of that third party happening. But, you know, there's so much. I can tell you right now, guys, the alleyway to prison, like the underground tunnels right here, these guys are literally sitting out in the open. These guys are out in the open with a car as cover, and that's it. Those should be free kills. Those are the easy ones. And when we take the easy ones give us more information because we get minimap pings after a kill, at which point we can act on that, at which point we get more information, we get more cash, at which point we can really start rocking and rolling. We won't actually have the music on here, right? I don't know what music this is, but I'm going to push this forward because I'm not trying to get DMCA'd. You know, once we get that information going, what happened here? Did they drop out? Good shots right there. Once we get that first piece of information, we can really start rocking and rolling. He's not going to die to gas, is he? No way. A lot of times when you look at pacing, guys, again, if you are subscribed, pacing equals information plus execution, right? How do we find people and getting clean kills? So that's really what we're looking to do. We're in a really tough spot here. Good job using your smokes. Still running around with the UAV, though, right? Like, why do we still have this UAV in pocket? And I think if you were to really break this down, what is kind of the number one thing? What are the 2 things he's struggling with? Awareness, right? Just overall awareness. Minimap pings on the weapon pings on the minimap. You know, when there's third partying happening. Obviously, in that case, we knew that team was top prison, right? They had shot at us earlier. We have the UAV right here. You know, just overall awareness, as well as just that gameplay strategy of how to consistently find people. The more we know how to find people, let me go and push this forward. The more we know how to find people, the easier it is to push and be in control. Again, a lot of you guys right now are struggling on this map because of stacking and things like that, but really boils down to you're not in control of fights. You're not able to separate those enemies, and you're running into them as they are 3 stacking. Live ping this for your teammates. Live ping this for your team. Live ping that for your teammates. Live ping that for your teammates. And then, you know, who knows? This guy might have loadout guns. If that guy has loadout guns, your regain is... Don't die. Like, all that for 1 kill. You know what I mean? Like, we just got to be smarter. Especially because, like, we're not on 20 pace right here. Right? If we're on 20 pace, we might be able to get a bit over-aggressive, but... I mean, you got to rotate here. You know there's people top prison. Guaranteed. Oh, they just bought back. Told you. Remember, by the way, remember the team that was on top prison shooting us on control? You think they moved? Probably not. Probably still up there. And if they did move, it means there's probably another team up there. Because they can just chill on the edge. There he is. Just bought back. Live ping that. Live ping that so we understand what we're looking at. I mean, you... Shots. Still low. Literally. No, he's got nothing. Grab it. Grab it. Grab it. Grab it. Grab it. Please. Please. Grab these. That's a Ram 9. That's a perk package. Guaranteed. There's the Ram 9. There's the perk. I don't... This has quick fix and combat scout. Guys, grab any perk package. He doesn't have anything. This is... I would rather have quick fix and combat scout than nothing. And by the way, you have no ammo whatsoever. So, like, literally, you have to grab that Ram 9. You can't fight anybody right now. The Ram 9 gives you a chance. Also have no plates. We're at 10 kills. We definitely lost that pacing in second circle, and then where we let that team kind of third party us at stronghold, and then third circle because we didn't push people. And we just kind of let things happen. We just kind of waited for action to happen on us. Now, here is where we slow down, right? Here is where we do actually slow down, and we start to play our positioning. We got an incredible circle pull right here. Really, really good circle pull. This circle pull might have just clutched for us. Nope, you got to play on the edge here. You got to go third party all these people. Go third party all these people. Don't worry about that. Go third party all these people. You are going to take advantage. Okay, here's the reason that I always say in circle with cover then power position. Now, technically speaking, in this situation, you don't necessarily want to be in circle just yet because right here, you have the ability to shoot down on these enemies. Now, let's hypothetically say that you go down right here. You know what they can't do? They can't shoot up and actually kill you because of this high ground that you have. So this is where like cover and high ground are so crucial together because you'd be able to be revived. But we also want to go ahead and get these kills. We're in a either a 3v2v2 or a 3v3v1. So let's go ahead and take advantage of this now. Go third party. They're all fighting over there, right? They're all fighting. And this is where sometimes like in circle with cover than power position, like you got to be smart about like, hey, they all have to rotate to us. I'm going to be the barrier and force them to make really, really difficult plays. But they're just going to wait, right? And then what's going to happen is they're probably going to like push up the stairs or something. And then from there, by the way, wish we had the Ram 9 again. That other guy took the Ram 9. He never reloaded. 3v3 situation. By the way, this game should be over with already. Now he takes the perk package. This game should be over already. Combat Scout's kind of nice. Nice. I mean, we'll take the dub. Definitely some opportunities for kills left on the table. Uh-oh. We'll take the 12 kill dub. I mean, we absolutely will. And you know what's crazy, guys, is like that lobby did die out a little bit. We probably left some kills on the table there during that end game, being able to third party that. And also during that mid game, right? And he only needed 8 kills. Only needed to be in the action a little bit more. So I hope you found today's video helpful. Make sure you are subscribed down below if you are looking to get better. And as I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.